Part two, we are sealing the keys. These are gifts from my nieces and nephews. I intended to give them at Christmas, but it's going to end up more like Christmas in July, which is something we're actually doing this year. It should be pretty cool. It was the only time that my entire family was free all at once. So, Christmas in July it is. Alright, come on buddy. We had a really good setup a minute ago. Here we go. So I'm on the fourth key right now. We're doing an initial clear coat using the mirror dust. And then we're doing another one afterwards, probably in like 2 hours. Probably later than that because I've got to go to my niece's recital tonight. But yeah. And we were talking about ancestral practices and inclusion, even though people might not be like blood related, that doesn't necessarily exclude them from shamanic or ancestral practices. And how that was relevant for somebody maybe that's been researching those things. Or somebody that was adopted and doesn't have like access to their actual parentage, or like whatever. But that's what we were being drawn to talk about. And one of these keys somehow has a piece of missing paint, and I'm being guided to leave it as is, even though typically I would want to fix that because I'm a perfectionist. And we talked about this before, how I wanted the keys to be perfect because they're gifts, they're mementos for the children. But for whatever reason, Spirit wants us to leave that part as is. This is what I'm talking about. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It's just a little chip on the side of one key. But maybe it's supposed to be an example of imperfect perfection. And this one's easily the most difficult. Anything that has like a lot of open pores, not pores, that's not the right word. But it was like this with the necklaces too, where like some of them just had like openings that were like difficult to get into, because you want to coat the inside too, otherwise it could rust. So attention to detail is important when you're putting on clear coats. You want to make sure they're like even, but it's also very hard to see because they're clear. I don't know. I think whatever we come up with here is going to be good enough, The wind literally just blew the phone over. I'm gonna finish the key though. How interesting. That such a light breeze could knock it all over. Okay. So that was the initial coat. So we've got that drying now, and in an hour, maybe if it dries fast enough, maybe I'll do an hour. And if it doesn't dry quickly, then it'll be 2 hours. But then we're gonna come back and we're going to apply another round. With my necklaces, I ended up doing, I think it was 3 coats. It could have been 4, but I think it was 3. And that was good enough for those. But it's really interesting, this entire process. It's taken me 6 months. And the accompanying gifts for my nieces and nephews are these boxes. That's the chest of secrets my niece is inheriting from me, the one that I used my whole life. And then we've got this one, another one, and then two little ones. And essentially, the chest of secrets is a place for you to keep sacred objects, things that are special to you. And then the keys represent being able to get through any obstacle, open any door in life. Not just for jobs or relationships or anything like that, but the keys represent ascension. It's a totem, a manifestation of the key of knowledge. The Elysian key, like the artifact, it means so much. And whether they use it or keep it or value it or not doesn't really matter. All we can do as the ancestor in the situation is pass down the tools to leave the legacy behind. What they do with it is up to them. They could step into it, use it for what it is, recognize it for what it is. Or they could stick it in a box and never think about it again. You never know what's going to happen. But it's like that with anything that you pass down in your family. Whether it will be valued or lost on the people you give it to, you don't have control over that. All you can control is giving them the best advantage in life, in spiritual growth, in whatever you can. Seen, I think it was a cardinal. Cardinals are messages from spirit. I think I want to go back outside. Maybe we'll look at the plants again. Soak in the sun. Something about this moment is very cathartic, very energetic. I thought I saw a four-leaf clover for a second. And if you remember, last year I found 7 four-leaf clovers within 6 months. And I haven't really been looking for them since then. I haven't really taken time to look down since I found the last clover. But maybe we're being guided to resume the hunt. Maybe I should look for more clovers for the kids. It was my siblings and my mother that I got the four-leaf clovers for. But how interesting would it be if Spirit gave me more? Enough for the whole family. I think we'll have to wait and see. But in this moment, instead of going on a hunt for four-leaf clovers, because they were gifts from Spirit, every time we did something scary, every time we conquered something emotional, Spirit rewarded us with a four-leaf clover. Every time we took a leap of faith. And that was where I got the ideas for the sibling gifts. And then the sibling gifts then inspired my idea for the keys and the toolboxes, or the chest of secrets. And I don't think I realized it until this moment. Well, we've got even more flowers now. It doubled the number of flowers overnight. I don't think I realized until this moment that the clovers actually snowballed into the keys and the boxes. How fascinating. It's all coming together.